Hey, how's it going, everybody? I just wanted to do a video on my this part 2 video on my 300 Blackout upper build. Actually, I had a good video I just made and was going over it, and now I erased it and I'm redoing it. And I did like an unboxing on some of the parts that I got today, but I ended up realizing when I was going over to make sure I got all the parts on the shipping or on the invoice, I didn't realize I actually got my address and everything in view. So I don't know how to do video editing stuff to erase that particular part, and I didn't want that information out there, so I'm redoing the video. But of course I'm not going to be unboxing now, since I already unboxed everything. But anyways, I'm going to go over some parts that I already had, and then I'll go ahead and do the parts that I got in today that I did. But anyways, so the one thing that I got is actually got it like during Christmas, is a 300 Blackout 10.5 inch barrel with the pistol length gas tube port. Or basically where the port is where you would use the pistol length gas tube. 10.5 inch, like I said. It was purchased from primaryarms.com. Has the M4 feed ramps and everything, which is nice. It's made by Radical Arms. Let me double check on that. Yeah, Radical Firearms, excuse me. It's 1 in 8 twist. Of course, it uses the 750, guess what, inch diameter port. It's a 5 1/8 by 24 thread pitch, which is basically your standard thread pitch for your AR-10 rifles and everything. The barrel is made from 4150 chrome moly steel with a melanite finish, button rifled. Barrel lining is melanite also, and it's supposed to weigh 1 pound 6.2 ounces, in case anybody wanted to know the weight of the barrel. It was like a $99 barrel, and maybe another 20 bucks or so shipping, probably, I guess. Anyways, real nice quality barrel. I mean, it's really well made. I know some may say, oh, what about it for the price range? There's a review and said it was a really nice barrel and was accurate and everything. So the gas block is a Yankee Hill machine gas block. This was for my 5.56 7.5 inch build that I did before for my pistol, but I ended up making a mistake and I didn't want to worry about sending it back and stuff. But this used to had the dual rails, one underneath and one on top, and I was going to mount a flip up sight on the top one, but unfortunately I made the mistake and got like a low profile type rail where it was a little lower than it wasn't lined up with the flat top receiver. So of course, if you'd put any regular flip up sights, it would not be in line with the rear sights. It would basically be a lot lower. So you of course would need to find, which are not the easiest to find, flip up sights that are actually longer than a standard in order to be in line. So I ended up using a standard A2 post and just had this in a parts bin, and now I'm using it for this build, so it didn't go to a complete waste. Since I'm doing the rail, which pretty much covers the whole barrel, I ended up deciding to do like a low profile gas block, and actually took a grinder and actually cut a lot of this rail off, and pretty much all of it, and tried to clean it up the best I could. Sprayed it with high temperature paint, which of course I gotta redo it, which I'll worry about that once I actually start, before I cover this with the rail, and at least it'll be hidden, and you shouldn't really see it or nothing. Shouldn't be a big deal. So that's that. So basically saved me money, and I was able to, in a way, so I didn't have to buy another gas block. And I was able to use this part. So that's that in a barrel. And one of the things I got in today was the GunTech flash hider. It's pretty cool, pretty aggressive looking. Got a little bunch of kind of spikes or so. You can probably jab somebody in the face with it. It'll definitely hurt. It's a pretty cool design to it. It's kind of simple but pretty cool looking. Of course, this is for your 308 diameter bullets. So this will not probably work for the thread pitch with your 5.56 gun. So I actually got the last one they had on JC Surplus website. And it didn't come with a crush washer or nothing, or a regular washer, but threads on real nice. It was $25. I didn't really want to spend 80 or more on a type of muzzle brake or anything. I said, that's just to me a lot of money for a muzzle device. So I said, I'm happy with this. It was cheap, it looked cool, and should serve a purpose and hide the flash. The other thing I got, of course, is I needed to complete my upper receiver, so I got a standard round forward assist assembly from JSC Surplus, the same place for the muzzle brake. Of course, I needed a pistol length gas tube, and it came with a roll pin, also from JSC Surplus. Not too fancy, just standard gas tube. And the other thing I got is to finish my desk cover assembly, or receiver cover, is the rod, the little seat clamp, and the spring for it. And of course I didn't get a complete receiver assembly, which of course most people would do, because I wanted a special one for this particular build, which unfortunately JSC Surplus didn't have. I actually had to get from SquirrelDaddy.com. And that is a 300 Blackout receiver cover assembly. So it says 300 AAC Blackout, and it's reversed, it's etched, so that way if you have it closed or open, it'll say it. So it should help people if they pick up my gun or anything and want to throw some 5.56 in there. Hopefully that would, like, hey, wait a minute, what's that? So and the reason why I ended up getting this not completed is because I ended up finding out, since I was ordering from both companies anyways, because like I said, JC Surplus didn't have this etched one. I seen that Squirrel Daddy's completed version of this with all the springs and everything ended up costing $1 and change more. And since I was ordering from both companies, I ended up realizing, I said, hey, maybe I'll check and see, what would be cheaper, or if it's the same, And I ended up finding out from ordering them separate, these parts separate to complete it, it was actually cheaper to ordering those from JSC Surplus and then just to get this stripped and by itself. So yeah, I did that. So now that should look pretty cool. They got these in different calibers too. You can get them where it says 5.56 and 6.8, 7.62 by 39. And a couple other different ones. So I got that, like I said, from SquirrelDaddy.com. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope I'm not missing nothing. So that pretty much should, oh yes, I am missing something, one of the biggest things. I'm sorry, the actual rail itself that I got in today, also from JSC Surplus. It's a Yankee Hill machine free float rail, and I have one for my 7.5 inch pistol build. Of course, it's a complete 4-railed quad rail, and it's like a little mini one. But this one's supposed to be a Spectre length. It said it's like 9.6 something inches, something like that. I can't remember. And I'm trying to get it to be as long, close to the barrel as I possibly can, like almost completely covering the barrel. And of course, this one has where there's no rails on there, and it has a bunch of different mounting positions, like angles and stuff. And it comes with 2 rails, a short one and a little bit longer one. Of course, you can buy, separately if you want more sections or different length sections. So you can basically kind of customize it and get it the way you want it. So I kind of went with that one. I thought it was pretty unique, and I kind of like how slimline it is, and it's kind of rounded off, and got all these big rails sticking out everywhere that a bunch of rails that you probably don't need. So at least this way you can put whatever part you want on there and as many rails as you want, and just really customize it the way you want and keep the weight down and keep it kind of snag free as possible with less rails sticking around. So yeah, I went with this one, and the weight was pretty good on there too. This is $100 for this, which I thought was a really good deal for Yankee Hill rail. They're really good quality products, and American made, and they're just nice rails for lower money than some of the other ones out there. And some of the UTG ones were around this price range, and this is, in my opinion, way better. Nothing to knock against UTG, you know, they make some good stuff too, you know. But yeah, it's the Spectre length, so in case there's the number in case you want to order one. And the weight was pretty good on this too for how big it is. It's supposed to be like around 12 ounces, so, and some of the other ones are around the same size, like their Diamond series, I believe, was around you know, 15 or 16 ounces, something like that, I can't remember. So yes, definitely a big weight savings on this one. So yeah, the only thing I'm missing, like I said, is the sights. So I'm probably gonna go with the Yankee or the Magpul sights, just because, you know, for this gun I'm not going long range. I don't need the highest quality sights in the world. I'm not doing precision shooting, you know. So those are gonna be you know, fine enough. And there's tons and tons of people that, you know, are really happy with them. So of course I don't, you know, why spend $200 on a pair of sights, and you know, I'm not doing long range precision shooting where I need the most stable rock solid sights. So to me, those, I'm sure, I never used Magpul sights before, but I'm sure you know, from what I hear, they're really good sights for the money. Probably I'm thinking about doing maybe like the OD green sights, and then for my lower, you know, since I got my lower basically, you know, basic, I got the standard pistol grip, you know, hard plastic pistol grip that came with, you know, the lower parts kit, and I got a standard trigger guard. So I'm thinking I might do is go ahead and, you know, make, eventually down the road, make my lower a little better, you know, make it look nicer, and put you know, the OD green Magpul trigger guard, enhanced trigger guard, and also some sort of a OD green pistol grip, and, you know, maybe a bad lever, not sure. Just to make it, you know, a little nicer looking, you know, a little higher quality, or at least, you know, kind of cooler looking. So I might do the OD green look, you know, since a lot of my guns are all my ARs are pretty much all in black, you know, so just to kind of be a little different. So that's it. You know, I'm real happy with everything so far. And, you know, again, sorry I didn't do it on, didn't get the unboxing video because I accidentally showed my invoice. So but anyways, so that's that. And you know, I can't wait till I get this done. I'll probably go ahead and start it like right now, pretty much, after this video. And you know, sorry I'm not gonna actually show me installing and doing everything, because you know, I don't really got the right gear and equipment, and I don't want to be you know, showing that kind of stuff on video and people bashing me for everything. So you know, I'm gonna go ahead and do it, and hopefully later on tonight or so I'll make a video of the somewhat final product with everything installed, you know. So we'll see how everything works, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and thank you, and have a good one.